Hi, good morning, sir and miss. I'm Shee Wei from Sem 5. So, straight to the point. In this project, I'll be designing an intergenerational hub integrated with an urban park inside, and I'll be further investigate on how the canyon topographic affect on the facade of the building and also the interior space and exterior space of the building. So this poster is actually showing how the canyon topography affect of the facade and the spaces of the building. So this one is the perspective of one of the main entrance of my building. So comes to the introduction. This one is the map of Bukit Mertajam, and the red color area is the site that provided, and the red line is the site that I've chosen. During the site analysis, I analyzed the site into 4 aspects, which is vehicular circulation, pedestrian circulation, connection between the abandonment building, and also the visibility. And from the analysis, I found out that there's 3 main area, or you can say 3 main points that allow the vehicle and also the pedestrian to come across. And also there's some connection with the between the site and also the abandoned building surrounding. And the visibility of the site is not really good, but from this 5 angle, it can have the better visibility. So come to the project 1. Project 1, we're doing dissection and collocation. So for the first dissection is about the abandonment of Bukit Mertajam. And I plot out the abandoned space in Bukit Mertajam, and the abandoned space here I define it as the unused and also some dead space. So I slot in the very young program inside to become the attraction to the younger generation. And the second one is about the arches. The arch here act as the connection between the community and the shop lots. The third one is about the pedestrianized area, and I try to present it in an abstract way. So I try to flip over 2 main street in Bukit Mertajam and create a pedestrianized area like this. So the collocation is mainly about the combination of the pedestrianized area, abandonment, and also the arch. So the site synergy is about the connection, the activities, the transportation, the abandonment, and also the collage of the signage of the site. So come to the project 2. During the site analysis, I found out that there's lack of vegetation in our site, and also the issue that faced by Bukit Mertajam include declining of traditional craftsmanship and programs, and also there's also a missing linkage between the senior park and also the children park that makes the 2 generation can't interact very well. And also I also think that there's too much of unused and abandoned building in our site. So my first concept of project 3 is to create a green space in Bukit Mertajam to provide the opportunities for the relaxation and also the connection between each generation. And the second, empower older people to program community activities. For example, we can encourage the older people to sharing their craftsmanship to the public during the workshop. And third, design the network for active recreation. For example, something like a cycle path, pedestrianized area, pedestrianized path, and also collocated senior facilities and places for younger ages. Senior facilities and program can be collocated near the children facilities and programs to make the connection between these 2 different generations. This one is the design concept of my project 3. So my first design is to create a canyon crossing through an urban park. So the urban park is actually located at the center of the building, and the building surrounding the park will create a sense of protection to the seniors and also the children. So as you can see, the open space is irregular, and the right hand side is actually the sketch of section to show how canyon topography reflect on the facade of the building and the spaces of interior and also the exterior. And this one is a diagram that shows that it can provide better visual quality compared to these two forms of the buildings. And also this kind of the canyon topography can provide both public and private space in the interior and also the exterior of the building. So for the design development, this one is a GIF of my design development, and it can be separated into 6 steps, which is plot, break, extrude, inverted, contour, and also connect. So the first step, I select the proposed site and then break the solid into 3 entrances followed by the front open street. Next, 3 organic form courtyard created following by the opening. So the solid building were built actually following the outline of the courtyard, and it's become the form like this, and then I double up the volume of the building. So the next step, I inverted the building and also the courtyard. This is to follow the language and also the outline of the site. So when you look from the side, the outline of the building on the side is actually sharing the same language with Bukit Mertajam. And also, next, apply the contour layers on the building itself, include the roof and also the facade, and try to blend in the garden into the solid building. Break the solid into 3 main buildings according to the target user and main program, which is children programs, children zone, seniors zone, and also the intergenerational zone. And the last step, the sky bridge connect 3 buildings and create a circulation between these 3 buildings. And the circle sky platform, which located in the center of the building, also acts as a connection between these 3 different buildings. So this one is the final development of my project. So before going to the GA drawing, I'll be showing you guys some program that happening in ground floor, which is mainly the children zone, include children daycare center, playroom, family room, and also the senior zone, which include senior daycare center, senior activities room, yoga zone, and also medical care center. And the building that near the railway tracks is basically designed for intergenerational program and also some basic facilities such as the services, the co-working space, M&E room, restaurant, dining area. This one is the program that happening in the first floor. The building that near the railway track is basically the intergeneration program, such as pottery workshop, woodwork workshop, coffee studio, clover studio, and also some computer lab. And the second floor is basically about the event space and also the roof garden. So here's some informative diagram that I've done for vegetation and circulation. So as you can see, the vegetation is basically in the middle of the building and also the facade and the roof of the building. The yellow color part is actually the main vertical circulation of my building, which is the lift lobby, and the orange color is the main horizontal circulation. This one is the program zoning that I've mentioned just now. When you walk from the main entrance in the middle, from your left hand side is actually the children zone, which is pink color, and the senior zone is the purple color on your right hand side. And the building that near the railway track include the services area, the intergenerational program, the basic facilities such as the amphitheater, the toilet, office, dining area, and also the co-working space. So this one is the ground floor plan of my building. As you can see, there's 3 drop-off area, and also there's a loading and unloading bay near the railway track, and this pathway will only allow the truck to go in to load and unload their stuff. And this one is the first floor plan. The second floor plan, and also the roof plan of my building. And due to the size of the screen, I separate the elevation into three parts, which is the front elevation part 1, the front elevation middle part, and front elevation the last part. This one is the left elevation, right elevation. And also, in order to make a real elevation, I cut the building into a half like this, like the right hand side the diagram show, and I create another elevation looking inside of the building. So this one is the building of elevation of the building, part 1, part 2, and also part 3. For the section, I also separate it into 3 main parts. So from the part 1, we can see the section of co-working space and exhibition and the MediaTek area. And also from this part, we can see the section of exhibition space. This one is the detailed section of co-working space that can show how the facade affect on the interior of the building and exterior of the building, that create a very interesting outline and also interesting space to the whole building. And also the detailed section of the senior daycare center and exhibition gallery, Skybridge and daycare center and MediaTek. This section is to show the connection between these two buildings. External perspective of co-working area, senior area and exhibition gallery from another angle, perspective. This one is the rendering that I've done for the view of a left entrance, right entrance, the sky platform which located in the middle of the building, and also the view from one of the skybridge. And I also done some construction detail for the co-working space. For an example, I choose bed foundation for my construction details because our site is near the railway track, so it is better to prevent very big development. The axonometric section of the co-working area. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching.